Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the next episode of Joe Kelley's Psychedelic Experience. What's going on with you? Your old pal Joe checking in with you on a motherfucking Monday, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. I hope you filled it with stuff that you enjoy and people you enjoy as well. How about that for you on a fucking Monday, people? And if you didn't do shit that you enjoyed this weekend, what the fuck's wrong with you? Take control of your life. Quit blaming everybody else for your poor time management skills. Okay? Grab yourself by the balls and enjoy yourself for once in your miserable fucking life. Okay? Sound good? Great. Real quick. JoeKelleyComedy.com. Check out my website, people. My album will be coming out October 26th. Be on the lookout for it. It'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere that you listen to things. It will be available. October 26th, debut comedy album. Ladies and Leftovers, be on the lookout for that. Other than that, I'm trying to think. I do have a show. What does it look like? The 23rd, maybe, of this month? I don't know. I'm looking at my calendar. It says something on there, but I can't fucking read what I wrote. So, JoeKelleyComedy.com. We'll have all the shows. That's it. Those are the announcements, people. Album coming and then some shows upcoming as well. But you can find that all on my website. How you doing? What's happening? What'd you do with your week last week? Did you do some fun stuff? Did you, I don't know, do something you've been wanting to do forever and haven't done, but you finally decided today's the day? Did you do something like that? Maybe make it this week if you didn't accomplish that last week. I was in Florida doing some shows this past weekend. I literally just walked in the door here like 10, 15 minutes ago back in Atlanta. And the first thing I did, was take out the trash. And then I made a BM. And now I'm doing the podcast because I couldn't put it off until tomorrow morning. What kind of fool would do that? But had a great weekend doing shows. Got some new tires for my car last week, right before I left. That was pretty fun and exciting. Why are tires so goddamn expensive? What's up with that? It's rubber, I don't understand why they were so expensive. I've never bought new tires before in my life. So what a unique fucking experience that was. Nothing interesting about it. I almost got caught in the rain. I decided to, this is what the fuck happened, people. Yeah, it was a little bit interesting. So I left, when was it? Thursday. I had to leave Thursday to get down to Panama City because I had a show. But I knew I needed some fucking tires. Waited till the last minute to do it. But Thursday morning, dropped off my car. It's only like 2 miles from where I live. And I had an appointment at 8 a.m. So I figured, fuck it. I'll just walk back to my apartment. It's 2 miles. It can't take that long. Took maybe 30 minutes. 25, 30 minutes. Something like that to walk back. So not bad, right? And my plan is to get on the road by 1. So drop the car off at 8, come back to the apartment, do all my bullshit, and I decide around noon I'm just going to head back up there because they're probably going to be done pretty soon. It's been 4 hours. It shouldn't take that fucking long, but it does. I heard the lady telling another fella that it might take longer than normal because nobody wants to work because of COVID and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if people just hear that shit on the news and then spew it out. Nobody wants to work. Nobody ever wanted to work ever. You know what I mean? It's not because of the pandemic and COVID has caused people to not work. I've never wanted to work. I hate working. I don't like it at all, but it's something you gotta fucking do. Who likes to work? Nobody. Nobody likes to work. It's something you have to do. It's like when I go run. My mom's like, you like to run. I was like, I fucking hate running, Mom. I fucking hate it. But I like eating a fucking cheesesteak from time to time. So I go for a jog here and there. So it balances out. But any fucking way, I decided to go back to the fucking tire shop at noon, right? As I'm leaving, as I'm walking towards there, I was like, you know what? How about I change my shorts? How about I just run to the tire shop? I get a run in, before I head out to Florida. I think that'll be a good move. It's a nice day. Why not go for a run? So that was my plan. Go run to my car, get my car, come back, get cleaned up, and fucking get on the road. So I run there, as I'm running. I'm about 5 minutes away. They call me and say, hey, Mr. Kelley. I like when people call me that as well. Mr. Kelley. Makes me feel like I don't know. It makes me feel like they should be sucking my dick or something like that when people call me Mr. Kelley. It makes me horny. Gets me real horned up when people call me Mr. Kelley. My dick gets rock fucking hard, baby. So I'm like, cool. I'm right around the corner. As they hang up, it starts to rain a little bit, but it ain't bad. I'm close enough, so I'm like, all right, I'll just run, get my car. That's all good. So get there, very, very sweaty. Get my car, drive back, and have all my shit ready to go. I'm not one of these. I was going to say I'm not a last-minute motherfucker, but I guess when it came to my tires, I was indeed a last-minute motherfucker. But I had all my clothes, all my shit together, and I'm like, all right, let me get in the shower real quick. And living in the fantastic apartment complex that I live in, the fucking water's turned off, So my big whole plan is fucking ruined because for some reason, I've probably talked about the water being off in this apartment on this podcast. I don't know how many fucking times. I don't know why these people always got a fucking problem with their water. Always. They're always turning it off. For what? It doesn't get any cleaner, It's not flowing any faster. I don't understand why the water has to be turned off between 2 and 5 times a month. Just about every goddamn month in this apartment complex. What the fuck? These people, it's done. It's over with. The water's back on now. But, so I just had to go down to Panama City in all my glorious stink, all my pheromones, which, if I'm going to be reeking with pheromones, I definitely want to go to a place where there is an abundance of old bitches, So I'm feeling pretty good about my trip down to Panama, I don't have air in my car. I do have air in my car, but if I turn my air on, my engine overheats. So if anybody can explain that shit to me, boy, that'd be helpful. I don't know why that happens. Maybe because does it use antifreeze? Does it use the coolant to run the air? And possibly I have a leak somewhere that when I turn the air on, it makes my car overheat. I don't know, people. Are any of you mechanics listening to this? Maybe you could help me out. Maybe you could explain why when I turn on my air, my car overheats. But I'm stinking, stinking all the way down to Panama City. I rolled the windows up too. No air, rolled the windows up, 80 fucking degrees. Just kept sweating. I was like, I'm going to find me a lady with a goddamn Cadillac, That's what I was thinking. I was like, by the time I get to Panama City, I'll be reeking with so many fucking pheromones that just smell like my big dick that there's going to be some old lady with a spare set of keys to a Cadillac, and she'll be like, honey, you take this back to Atlanta with you. It didn't happen that way. But that's what I thought was going to happen. That's why I wasn't so bad about the stink that I had going on. But it didn't happen. There weren't a ton of old bitches in Panama City. I was in Mobile, Alabama Saturday. There were more old bitches in Mobile. A lot of young bitches, too. We'll get to that, I guess, now. Why not? We're at the fucking venue in Mobile, Alabama, right? And there's like homecoming going on. So there's a bunch of children walking around downtown. And the door guy happens to be an old guy. An old guy. Like an old man. You know what I mean? Not a bad guy. Just an old guy. And so all these fucking homecoming teenagers are walking around, and he just looks over at a group of girls and he goes, "Man, they didn't make them like that back in my day." And I think what he meant was people didn't raise their daughters to look like whores back when he was a child. I think that's kind of what he was getting at. But realistically, I think he wanted to fuck those high schoolers. If he was in high school, I think he would want to fuck the high schoolers. He didn't make it very apparent that he's an old guy who likes to fuck high schoolers, but, you know, just an old guy being an old guy, right? And then he starts talking about his granddaughter who is 17, and he's like, "Man, she's a looker. She's a looker, you know?" And it's like, I mean, I don't want to talk about wanting to fuck your granddaughter, even though I probably do. But he goes through his phone. I swear to God, this old dude goes through his phone because he's going to show us this fucking dime piece of a granddaughter he has, right? And he finds a picture and he goes, "Well, in this one, she was 15. It just shows a picture of, you know, a 50-year-old with a big fat ass. So, you know, it is what it is. But I didn't know what to say. So I just looked at it and I said, "Okay." And then I looked at him and he just goes, "Yeah." Like, it was such a strange fucking interaction of him being like, "Hey, I kind of want to fuck these kids in high school, and also my granddaughter. If I wasn't her grandpa, I'd probably want to fuck her too. And since you're not her grandpa, take a look at her. Don't you want to fuck her?" Oh, man. What a guy. What a guy, you know? He's a great dude, but he definitely is, he's a horny old man, you know what I mean? His dick probably don't even work, you know, but they didn't make him like that back in my day. And then also here's a picture of my granddaughter, who I think is very attractive, but also this is going to be when she was even younger, you know? Anyway, what a great guy. What a fun time it was to chit-chat with that old man, you know? But the show was great. Mobile was a fun show. You know, there were definitely some older ladies there. Were they fun? Most of them left by the time I went on stage. I went last, you know, headlining the show, people. Headlining these shows out in Panama City and Mobile, Alabama. So in case you were a comedy show, Booker Joe is a motherfucking headliner, okay? Give me that extra time. I'll definitely make it worth it. But I think they had other old lady stuff to do, you know. It's like, I don't go fuck a black guy. While their husbands staying at the show. Maybe that's what they were all doing. I don't know. I don't know what old white women do. I just assume whenever they scamper off, they're trying to fuck a young black man. That's what I assume. But maybe I'm wrong about that. In case y'all are some old bitches, what do y'all do when you scamper off from your husbands and leave them at a comedy show? Boy, it was great. The Florida shows were very fun, you know. The Thursday night was not that fun, I'll be honest with you, people. I can't lie. I can't lie about it. It wasn't that the show wasn't fun as much as it was there was nobody there to see the show. Do you understand what I'm saying? There were people there, and the show was fun, but they were not there to see the show. These literally had like 3 or 4 pool games going while everybody was doing comedy. They didn't give a fuck, you know. It was at a bar, in case you all haven't picked up on that yet. But it is the thing where it's like, I can't get mad at them because they probably go there most Thursdays to play pool. And it's their pool night, and it's like, hey, we're not going to be quiet. One table, I think they spoke English a little bit. They were Hispanic, but they definitely were leaning into we don't speak English, and we don't give a fuck what you're doing, so we're going to keep playing pool. It was funny because they didn't speak English, until they needed something from me while I was on stage. And then the girl in the group immediately walked up and she was like, "Oh, hi, I need I need you to do me a favor." And what the favor was to announce that there was this old lady selling flowers for $4 a piece. You try and keep up with this shit, people, because I definitely couldn't. I'm on stage. This lady who's been playing pool the whole time told the first comic she doesn't speak English. Comes up to me, speaking just fine English, trying to get some money. And I told that lady I'd buy every single one of her flowers if she stayed and watched the show. And rather than taking me up on the deal, she just left. It was so confusing. She's like, "I'm trying to sell all these flowers before I go home." And it's like, "Well, I only have like 10 more minutes left up here. And I will buy every single one of your flowers if you just sit down for 10 minutes. And she said no, you know. And then she left. And then I since the flowers were $4, I questioned how much some of that pussy would have cost. You know what I mean? Was that $4 too? And then nobody was paying attention, but boy, oh boy, they certainly got upset as soon as I asked if that lady was selling pussy for $4. Go figure. Maybe I should have said that up top and would have at least got some attention from it, but it was fine, you know. I just talked to people playing pool. The closest pool table to the stage, I was just like, well, I'm not going to tell any jokes. There's no point in that. So I just learned about this nice couple. Maybe they were a couple. Maybe they were siblings. I can't really remember. I think they were siblings of some kind. I don't know. I really can't remember. I was uninterested, but it was all I could do was just chat with those people playing pool. So that was the first show, you know. Not the best of times, but, not bad. It is what it is. The Friday show, hey, there were some people there. That show was pretty fucking fun. But it spiraled very, very quickly after the show was over. You know, I took a fucking ear beating from this guy, man. He would not stop talking to everybody after the show. You know what I mean? Not like going around and talking to everybody, but just fucking talking to everybody. You know what I'm saying? Ugh. He was nice enough, I guess. I don't fucking know. People are in weird relationship. I've had so many dudes talk to me after the show about their girlfriends or their wives or whatever, the relationship they're in. They'll talk about that. They'll talk about their job. And then they somehow they slip it in and mention that their dick is little. You know? I don't know why people feel comfortable telling me that. But it was almost like this guy was definitely spiraling out of control. And rightfully so. His wife was around the corner with one of the comics rubbing up on his leg. And it's so weird, you know? Like, what are you doing? First of all, you know, as from the fella's standpoint, it's like you're allowing yourself to be embarrassed by this woman. You know what I mean? This woman that you said you pay for everything for. She doesn't work. She lives in your house. You're married. You have a couple kids, maybe. I think they had kids from previous relationships and a couple together. But it's just so fucking uncomfortable, you know? Because he genuinely was, like, losing his mind. But he's, like, used to it. And it's like, all you got to do is stand up for yourself, man. But you're going to let her embarrass you. And even when she came over and we stood in a circle for a little bit, she's still, like, being incredibly dismissive of the dude. And, you know, very much, like, flirting in his face. But I guess that's, like, the thing that people do now, right? Isn't that, what do they call that shit? The hot wife or whatever, where you're supposed to go and cucking him or whatever. I don't fucking know. But that guy was fucking spiraling the whole night. And I don't know, man. It was so weird. It's so weird. Fellas, don't ever let a lady do that to you. Fucking embarrass you like that. To the point where you are on your knees, like almost crying on a patio of a bar. Don't ever do that. And ladies, what are you doing with all these weak fucking punk men? You know what I mean? Like, why are you even with that dude? That was the weirdest thing. Like, why are y'all even together? Is it because you're both awful and you have nothing else? Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't fucking know. But I guess if someone's going to make it so you don't have to have a job and you got a place to stay and raising your kids, making sure your kids are taken care of, I get that. But I don't know. And also, I don't think it was like one of those things, because some people are into that shit. You know what I mean? They have an open relationship about like, hey, this is my wife. She might come rub up on you, and I'm fucking cool with it. It don't matter. But that definitely did not seem the case with these two people. I felt for the guy, but I can also see why his wife, his person, would have no respect for him. You know what I mean? Like, bro, if I'm a single fella, right? But if I'm out with my lady and she starts doing that, like, I'll leave your ass at the fucking bar. Or I'll throw you in the car and we can get the fuck out and talk about it. But I would leave your ass at the bar. That is what I would do. 100% That is exactly what I would do. You go, oh, you're rubbing some dude's legs? Well, have fun with that, okay? Especially if you're living in my fucking house. Like, you ain't coming there tonight, and there's a good chance you ain't coming there tomorrow either, you know? We'd have to talk about it if the kids were involved or something like that. But if you're going to come out here and embarrass my ass in front of everybody, I'll leave your ass at the fucking bar. You can, stay at the bar. Stay at the bar behind the back of the bar with that fella. Stay there all fucking night. I don't give a shit, you know? But he gave a shit. So that's why she kept doing it to him, I guess. I don't know. Felt bad for the dude, but also could see why he's in the situation he was in. Because he's a corny motherfucker. You know, kind of a goofball, corny-ass fella. Apparently, his wife's sister would have loved me. That's what she told me during my set. She said, my sister loves to get her ass ate. She'd like you. And then come to find out she smokes meth. So, people were really looking out for me this weekend in fucking Panama City. You know, trying to help me find love. You know, offering to buy a beer and then just spending the next 30 minutes about to cry. Yeah, I just fucking dipped. We were staying. One of the bar owners has like a little house we were all staying at as far as the comics went. But I was like, hey, everyone's still hanging out here? Like, I'm going back to the house. I can't do this shit no more. I'm going to go the fuck to bed. That guy took every ounce of fucking fun out of me. You know? There's a good chance if you're in a group of people and you're the only one talking and everyone just kind of keeps looking away, you should probably take a hint. You know what I mean? He was pissed drunk. He had a beer and didn't drink any of it. He just kept making boisterous. How about that for a word? Boisterous hand movements. Maybe that's right. I'm not exactly sure what boisterous means. I'm not even sure what hand movements are. But I think that's what he was doing. And he just kept spilling the beer. So after like the 8th hand movement, he has no beer. He's like, I'm going to go get beers for everybody. And then he just about started crying. And it's like, that's when it's like, bro, I got to get out of here. you gotta fucking change your attitude, bro. Even if your dick is that small, at least like, I don't know. It's not the end all be all of everything, you know. He's got a good job. He's got enough to support multiple people, right? So he's got some good qualities to him, but he just can't get over the fact his dick is little. And maybe his wife can't either. Maybe if he just pretended it was, you just got to act like it's big, right? You know what I mean? Like that's how you scare off a bear, right? Is you make the bear think you're bigger than what you are. So my advice for the fellas out there with your little dicks, just pretend anytime you're going to show it to somebody, pretend you're trying to scare a bear. You know what I mean? Make it look bigger than what it is. How do you do that? I think you just put a stick through it. Well, Prince Albert. Make it look bigger, right? That's what you're supposed to do with a bear. You get the stick over your head. You go, hey, I'm a big scary guy. So just get a dick piercing, and then maybe your wife won't know your dick is little. But that lady was clearly a whore, so she probably, she knows. She definitely fucking knows that your dick is little, just in comparison to the many, many dicks that have been in and around her face and vagina. You know what I mean? Not trying to be all disrespectful on the podcast this week. I'm just speaking my mind. I just felt so bad for that dude, and I guess bad for the lady. They clearly couldn't stand each other, but I guess they probably got in a situation like a lot of people where they don't know how to get out. And they don't know how to communicate well, so they go to, bars in Panama City on a Friday and get real drunk and make asses of themselves. Maybe that has more to do with it than the little dick. Maybe it's the lack of communication or even desiring one another. I don't know, man. Modern relationships are very, very strange. I think, in comparison, right, to the olden days when you found somebody and then you were just with them forever, even though you hated them, they just knew how to hate each other and be okay with it, Old people, our grandmas and grandpas. Some are in love dearly to this day, but a lot of them just understand that they don't like each other. And they go, fuck you. And they go, well, fuck you too. And they go, good. Good. Now we can eat soup and watch Jeopardy. But now, everyone's so quick to throw things to the wayside. It's supposed to mean something, marriage, people. It's supposed to mean something. But it don't mean nothing no more. God damn it. Maybe just don't get married. Maybe that's the thing you should avoid. Is signing a contract to put you in a partnership with someone that you're not entirely sure that you would like that partnership to be with. I don't fucking know, man. I got no idea. But those poor people, they'll get it figured out. Again, maybe it's a thing that they like. Maybe she likes to degrade him, and maybe he secretly enjoys it too. Because those fellas do exist, right? They want you to, the little cucking thing, right? They want you to shit talk them while you're plowing their wife. Well, you want your wife to go, you don't fuck me this good, Richard, and you just beat off in the corner, and you go, no, I don't fuck you that good, do I? But for some reason, you enjoy that. You enjoy the humiliation aspect of it. People are into some weird shit. You know what I mean? People are into some very strange sexual behaviors, I guess, is the word for it. People think my ass-eating jokes are, like, wild and crazy. You know what I'm saying? But there's dudes out here who let you kick them in the balls and spit in their face and like rip up pictures of their grandma in front of them while somebody else is fucking you. Really make you feel like a piece of shit. And people love it. Ladies like that too. People are weird. People are weird. I like a little positivity in my sexual encounters. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I like feeling good. I like feeling good when I'm making love. Maybe that puts me in the minority of everybody nowadays. I don't know. I don't know. But also, if a lady wanted to spit in my face, I'd let her, because she'd want to. Because I'm a good guy, I'm very giving in that sense and very understanding. But I don't know. As long as we're having fun, because you can't degrade me really if I go, yeah, you can spit in my face, baby. I love you, You sure, go for it. Spit right in my face if you want to. But don't make me mad, because I will punch you. In your fucking mouth, woman. That's the great benefit of being a big, strong man. You know what I mean? Is if a lady does ever get out of line and wants to be disrespectful, I could always just beat the fuck out of her. There's always a plan B with this shit, and my plan B is to beat up women. All right, let's get to the animal video clip of the week and get you on the way before I call this podcast has been very strange. Very, very strange. I think I touched on this animal video clip of the week in a previous episode. But again, hey, I'm taking your suggestions for animal video clips of the week, my friends. If you have an animal video clip that you enjoy, or you've seen something that jumps out at you, shoot it my way. Do it on Instagram, Joe Kelley Comedy. Fucking A, you can email me, info@joekellycomedy.com. Send me your animal video clips of the week. I would love to talk about them. This one's coming from Turner. Turner, I'm not going to say your last name, but I appreciate you listening to the podcast. You keep checking in, and I appreciate the fuck out of that, my friend. I will make it to Fort Lauderdale one day to come see you. All right, my dude? I promise that. I fucking promise I'll make it down that way. Maybe I should have fucking did it while I was down in Florida. But I'll get down that way. We're going to start doing bigger runs next year. But Turner sent the one. Everybody saw it, where it was the fucking dude. And again, I think I talked about this before. But it don't matter. Who gives a fuck? We can relive moments. Not everything has to be a big fucking deal. It's the dude with the... He's got his little puppy, right? And they're by the little pond or whatever. Maybe somewhere in Florida, somewhere in Louisiana, possibly Alabama. Somewhere where there are alligators and crocodiles. Those old fucking dinosaurs. And it's the dude whose dog gets latched up by that small alligator. And him just being the baddest motherfucker that he is, he jumps in that pond and finds that alligator and pries its mouth open. But the dopest fucking thing is he has a cigar in his mouth the whole time. Like a true gentleman. You know what I mean? Like he's got shit going on. Life-changing incidents. His dog could be killed, but he's still got to keep it cool. He's got to keep it fresh with the old cigar in the mouth. And yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen it, but he pops the old dog out of the alligator's mouth, and then the video ends. But it's like, if that were me, I think I saw a longer cut where he does throw the alligator just back into the pond. But I feel like if that were me, if I had a little puppy and an alligator snatched it up, one that was small enough that I could pry its jaws open, I don't think I would have stopped. I think I would have done my best to rip the alligator's jaws completely in half, because I'm defending my puppy. I don't want that to happen to another puppy, like a fucking Mortal Kombat fatality. Something like that, I don't know why he stopped. I don't know. And maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't do that, but I feel like I would. You know what I mean? I feel like if you hurt my puppy, An alligator? If you're a person, I'm not going to rip your... If you're biting my dog, then yeah, I might try and pry your fucking jaws off too. But if you're a small alligator and you come at my dog, take note, fucking alligator people, reptilian shapeshifters that might be listening to this podcast. If you bite my dog, I will rip your jaws completely in half. Okay? That's the only thing about that man that makes me worry. I feel like he's probably one of the toughest, strongest men to ever exist, but he still has a weakness to him. You know what I mean? Because he let that alligator live. If he would have killed it, if he would have ripped it in half, taken it home, made a pair of shoes out of that motherfucker, or an ashtray, you know what I mean? For his cigars. Rip that motherfucking alligator's head in half, and then go hollow it out, dry it out, whatever you got to do, and make it an ashtray. And some chew toys for the dog. I would have done a lot of things, but it's a pretty feel-good animal video clip of the week. I'll post the link in the podcast. I'm trying to do the breakdowns more on YouTube as well, but my camera's been fucking up, so we got it back together this week, though. Thanks for checking out the podcast, everybody, wherever you're listening to it. Perhaps you're listening to it on Spotify. Maybe you're listening to it at joekellycomedy.com/podcast, because you can do that there as well. On YouTube, I see some of you motherfuckers watching this shit on YouTube. I appreciate the hell out of that, man. So thanks for checking out the podcast. Once again, everybody, joekellycomedy.com. Album coming out October 26th. Ladies and Leftovers, look out for that. And take care of yourself, all right? Have some fun this week. Do some shit that you know you need to do. You know? Handle business. Get out there. Have some fun, all right? Take care of yourself. Take care of somebody else. I'll catch you all around real soon. Later.